we have here is an absolutely stunning Alfa-Romeo F1 Team Orlen C42 6th place 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix driven by Valtteri Bottas. And this model is by Spark. This is what I would definitely consider a premium model. And first things first, the overall shape is perfect. It's just like the real deal. This paint, this red paint that you see here, this has been layered a few times with clear coat. It's pretty obvious looking at it up close and just how glossy the paint is. It does have a flake in it. It's not very noticeable, it's very fine, but that helps with this shine. You also see it in the wheels. So that'd be the front and the back. You can see that metallic reflections off of the light. Just moving on to the front of the model. I really do like all of the attachments for all the front downforce, the wings. And the thing that's really nice about this is, of course, Spark has it all colored correctly. This is actually paint, but it's a metallic paint, so it does give the impression that all of these bits are metallic or metal. Not only that, they also have the attachments, so these are fine details that on a lesser model you would not see, but you definitely see it here on this model. The carbon fiber is very, very good. You will get a closer look at that in a second. Moving on to the back of the model, we have this very, very well done aluminum exhaust outlet. It is hollow, thank goodness. Lesser models, it's just a solid piece. This is not. You have these beautiful LEDs on both sides of the wings. Of course, you have the one in the back. And you have this beautiful Alfa-Romeo script on the back as well. If you notice here, the vents that you see here are carbon fiber, so it's exposed carbon fiber. And then I really do like how that white was added in there. Gives it just a really nice touch. Again, I imagine on a lesser model, say like a Solidio for example, that little detail is probably not included. All of the print, these are decals, water decals or tampo printed, and just like with the Aston Martin that I did a little while back, I have no fear of these ever peeling or coming up. They're so well done, and you do have to actually put it in the light and look closely to actually even see the outline of the decals. That's how well done they are. Nothing is out of place. Everything is accurate as far as the placement of the decals. So there's no issues with that at all. The tires do look scrubbed, which is really nice. Again, it goes to the front as well as the back. The other thing that I did notice that's different from the Aston Martin as well is that these tires in the front have no camber, whereas the Aston Martin did have some camber. I do think when they make these models, Spark that is, when they make these models, they do capture them in real time, and that's probably what was on the Aston Martin at the time, with again those wheels leaning in front, leaning in negatively, in other words, or inwards, and in this one it's straight up. So I do like that they try to differentiate their models, not only obviously being a different team, but also some of the specs. There are other times where you notice the cars will have rain tires on it, and this one does not. And actually that Alfa Romeo had rain tires on it. This has true slicks. So that is very, very nice that they include those kind of details. Taking a closer look, Valtteri Bottas doesn't have the most exciting helmet, but this is definitely replicated pretty accurately. As I noted before, you have the helmet, and you can look in there, you can actually see the nose there. It's unique to Spark to have a face behind the shield, which is really cool. You have your seat belts there, nice photo etched piece. And again, that's new for Spark to do that, where they have a nicely metallic seat belts as opposed to some painted gray color. Very well detailed steering wheel. You have the Alfa-ROMEO right there on the very top of it. It's that beautiful paint. Of course, you have all your suspension bits. You can see back there, yeah, you have these little extra details that you wouldn't expect, but they're there. They didn't have to do that, but they did. There's another one there. Nice carbon fiber ground effect. Just those vents again. So you have these carbon fiber A-arms and push rods. See how the difference from the carbon fiber material, or the plastic material in this case, differs on different parts. You have the carbon fiber here, right there. See how the textures are different? And of course you have this massive front wing, which again is different than the rest of it. Nicely scrubbed tires. And the base. It's all the pertinent information. And there you are. The Alfa Romeo F1 Team Orlean C42 by Spark Models. And now to my conclusions. Well, I hope you enjoyed that review. This model by Spark is just fantastic, and again goes to show that Spark has definitely stepped up their game when it comes to their Formula One cars. I would definitely say that they are a premium model brand when it comes to their Formula One cars. I demonstrated this also in my previous video with the Aston Martin. The packaging, the materials are definitely much more quality, and every model now comes with a protective acrylic case. So yes, Spark is definitely a premium brand when it comes to their Formula One cars. When it comes to value appreciation, that is a very difficult thing. And I say that because yes, in my opinion, this car was the most beautiful Formula One car of 2022. Again, in my humble opinion. What makes it difficult to rate this as an excellent is because the team really didn't perform that well. They were a mid-grid team, basically. And they didn't start actually stepping up until the later half of the year. And this year, they're not looking all that great. So that being the case, it's really tough to, again, say that this thing is going to rise in value in a relatively short time. You also have to take into consideration the drivers. There has not been any really significant drivers on this team. Yes, of course, you had Kimi Räikkönen, and he is a legend, but he didn't really do anything outstanding on this particular team. The other folks that have been on this team, Valtteri Bottas, for example, his future as far as greatness, there's still a question mark out there. So again, you don't really have any significant drivers on this team. What may help this value of this model is the fact that, from my understanding, 2023 or maybe it's 2024, it's going to be the last year that the Alfa Romeo branding is actually going to be on the car. So you have this team, this brand that's been supporting a team for a relatively short amount of time. It'll only be about 3 to 4 years. So there is that. Because once Alfa-Romeo goes away, who's to say they'll ever come back? So having a model for the last time that Alfa Romeo was actually a Formula One team can make a significant impact. So the score I'm going to give this is going to be a $2.50, only because of those variables I just mentioned. Please like and subscribe. That is the best way I'm going to know that you're enjoying these videos. My next video, I'm going to do a comparison of a budget model versus a Spark model, and you're going to be really surprised at the results. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you next time.